All right, hey everybody, what's going on? It's John Brewer here with the Eat Local Supper Club. I think we should go back to socially distanced supper club. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments over there, right down below. Anyway, I finally had a chance to scroll through, and I found an interesting post that I want to kind of go through because it really says a lot what's going on right now that a lot of people aren't talking about. So this is Carrie Garvey, who put a post up that basically said, is it me or are restaurants dropping like flies lately? I mean, no disrespect and wish them all well, but feel like we're almost back in the COVID days. Obviously different reasons now, but with the amount of people literally flooding this area recently, it's just sad and doesn't quite make sense. There should be more people eating out during the off season than years before. And a restaurateur chimed in and said, we all have serious staffing issues, supply chain problems, and a world full of entitled people bitching about high prices without ever thinking what it actually takes to run a restaurant. Rents are getting out of control, and the local governments don't give a crap about mom and pop businesses. And that's just for starters. And someone else chimed in, amen, brother. It's hard for independents to survive in this climate, but if you go by a chain that serves low quality, prepared, frozen, marginal food at best, and there are lines out the door. Support independence and they won't close. What is your experience? I know everybody's kind of feeling the pinch right now with inflation. Are you not dining out the way you used to dine before? Are you going to more chain style restaurants because it's cheaper? This is something I've been talking about a lot lately with a lot of the restaurants out there. I've said full service restaurants are probably going to take a hit. And what's going to happen is people that would go out to full service restaurants are now going to start dining out at fast casual restaurants. People that dined out at fast casual restaurants are going to start dining out at quick service restaurants. Let's be honest, most people don't cook anymore and they're going to go out one way or the other. So I think there's a lot of interesting stuff. The person who originally wrote the quote said, I absolutely understand why it's happening. It's just sad knowing the amount of people that recently moved to the area. I guess they spent all their money on overpriced houses rather than supporting local businesses. And there's another comment, they just need to stop supporting the chains. There are so many amazing, small, independently owned restaurants in the area that blow away what's being served at the chains, but people seem to gravitate to the familiar. It's a shame. Hear, hear, amen. Somebody replied this, I have been so much more cognizant of supporting local since COVID. You know, that was something that we really did in the beginning, and Supper Club was a big part of that. Actually, you guys were a big part of that. Supper Club was just kind of the conduit. But, we really went out of our way to support local, to make sure that we were keeping our money within the community. And that is what happens when you dine out locally. You know, one of the best memes that was out there was a meme that basically said, when you go out to a chain restaurant, you're buying a CEO a third vacation house. But when you buy at a local restaurant, you're buying a pair of dance shoes that are going to be taking lessons at the dance studio next door. And I think that that's a great visualization or a great idea of what happens when you shop local. So there's another one. I couldn't agree more. As a small business, I had a lady cancel her order because roasted peppers were an upcharge of 75 cents. It's a crazy world. I'm sending all my support I can to small businesses in hopes we make it out the other side. I read a stat the other day that basically said up to 50% of small businesses in this country are going to close down, have closed down, or are in desperate straits to close down. That's a scary thought, because that means basically all of our small mom and pop businesses will be gone. And I don't think any of us want to see that. I think restaurants especially are our last bastion of small business. You know, our hardware stores have turned into Home Depots. Our local boutique stores have turned into TJ Maxx's. There's just retail, especially. There's just no specialization anymore. Everything is done by, people go to Target, Walmart. It's just a shame. We're losing we're losing our small business flavor. And I think that's really important. So here's another comment. It sure is a tough environment for small mom and pop business. Sad because one day I fear that local family feel will not sustain. Exactly what I'm talking about. Amen. We definitely appreciate what we have and the opportunity to serve our loyal friends and guests. Unfortunately, though, it's getting more and more challenging, and some think small business owners are getting rich and have no idea the hours and stress it takes to make just a decent living, nowhere near getting rich. Our hope is that things will get better instead of worse. So for those who don't know Economics 101, the more you order, the less you pay. That's kind of the idea behind Big Lots and a lot of those bigger outlet shopping centers. Same thing goes for restaurants. You know, if I can order my ground beef from a central place and pay $2 a pound, as opposed to the smaller guy who can only maybe order 100 pounds and pay $4. Those are the type of economics that these small businesses are going against. So here's another one. We are in a recession and inflation and gas are the worst it's been in 40 years. People can barely put food on the table. It depends on your clientele. Also, younger and middle class people are just getting by in today's economy. Older people and snowbirds are pretty much on a fixed income and more likely to go out for dinner 3 to 4 times a week or more. Just some really great comments. You know, one of the things I love about people on the Eat Local Supper Club here, the socially distanced supper club, is we have a very savvy audience, and I keep reading all these comments in here, and I just want to remind everybody, if you can, if you will, please support small businesses. Please support your small restaurant owners. Please be conscious of where you're spending your money. The more money we can keep locally here that kind of gets recirculated and put out there is very important going forward. All right, I'm getting off my soapbox, going back to work. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.